What's up, Eagles Nation? What's going on in NFL world? How you doing, Division Rivals? This is Steven Hyder with Gate City Sports Channel, the sports channel where the cerebral NFL fan comes for about 10 minutes of daily content. I didn't want to make this video, guys. It's here. I can't avoid it any longer. I tried to just let this one die down. It's not going to happen. I got to talk about it. I feel like I'm living a nightmare and I'm back in 2013 somehow. I am seriously hearing the name Marcus Mariota being shouted again in Philadelphia. Like, are we kidding me? Like, I can't get it, guys. Like, all right, look, Marcus Mariota, let me start off with. Like, you can clearly tell I'm not a huge guy that's in favor of this happening. I'm not going to weigh in on it yet, but I'll just say this about Marcus Mariota. I don't think he was given a fair chance and a fair shake at things in Tennessee. I think you have to have a particular offense built around Marcus Mariota for it to work. And I don't think that that was ever really effectively put into place in Tennessee. I think they lacked the creativity and a play caller you would need to capitalize and utilize Marcus Mariota's talents better. I don't think they ever had that. With that said, I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about this one, right? I mean, this is a hard one to like knock down. To begin with, let me clarify statements here. We went from the Eagles might have interest if he's released to the Eagles might trade for him. That was the latest headlines I was reading. And I was just like, why? Why is this happening? Like, number one, where are we getting the money from? Like, Marcus Mariota's contract is pretty expensive, guys. He's getting paid pretty well for a backup quarterback. Let me just state the numbers for you guys. Marcus Mariota signed a 2-year, $17.6 million contract with the Raiders. Mariota received $7.5 million in guarantees. His entire base salary in 2020 is guaranteed. So, 2021 salary. 2020 is already come and gone, guys. His base salary is $10,625,000. We would have to eat that if we trade for him. We would be on the hook for that money. He's got a $100,000 workout bonus. He's got a $625,000 other bonus. His cap number right now, currently, for the Raiders is $11,350,000. The Eagles would have to take all but maybe like 1.3 of that. So basically it means we're going to eat like, I don't know, guys. We're going to eat like $10,625,000 for that contract. It just seems unlikely. And I know you guys can say, well, Gate, didn't they do some kind of funny, weird things when they got Darius Slay? They got him here, then they reworked the contract. And you're right, they did. And I can certainly understand that perspective of thinking, like, well, couldn't they just trade for him and then rework the contract? Kind of, but no. Because you have to understand, guys, we're still sitting $40-some million over the cap. We still have to become cap compliant by March the 17th. Countdown is on, guys. We have 15 days to get cap compliant. Like, the cap, and we're going to get there, don't get me wrong, but you're talking about not only becoming cap compliant, but then having enough $10.5 million or so, $11 million, just call it that, of available cap space to bring Marcus Mariota in here to rework the contract if you do that. Like, I can't see a Darius Slay type situation with this one, right? Because you guys understand we have to be cap compliant before the paperwork is filed. And that even stands true for Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz is not technically dealt yet. There is a contract that has been agreed upon, right? There has been a negotiation that was agreed upon by two parties. It has not been executed by the NFL's league office, and it will not be executed until March 17th. And then we also have to, before it's executed, show ourselves to be cap compliant with the league office first. We can't trade the contract until we're cap compliant, guys. Same thing kind of applies here with Marcus Mariota. We can't accept this contract until we're cap compliant. So I don't know that you can use a Darius Slay-like example here, guys. I mean, I wish it was that simple and that was all I had to do was a boom, boom, boom. Okay, guys, video over. Not that simple. That won't work. So, the question of what kind of player is Marcus Mariota? I mean, he had a couple of decent outings with the Raiders last season, right? When Carr went down, I thought he proved himself, kind of showed himself to be like a guy that still has a little bit left in the tank. He's not that old. I mean, he's 20. I think he'll be 28 underneath this contract. So, I mean, that's not entirely old. He's still under the age of 30, and quarterbacks can clearly go to 35 or greater. So, I mean, there's still football life left in him. But this guy does not strike me as a guy coming in here to be a mentor. He doesn't strike me as the mentor type. And look, to be fair, I've never met this man a day in my life. I'm making judgments that I can't possibly know, to be honest. But he doesn't strike me as that kind of guy. This is a guy that strikes me as being under the age of 30, a former first-round pick, and a guy that's looking for an opportunity to one day play again. And this doesn't strike me as an Andy Dalton, Dallas situation. Andy Dalton on the twilight of his career, you know what I mean? Maybe looking just sit a year out, do a little mentorship, get a little, little word around the league that he wants to play again, coming back and maybe getting another crack somewhere else. That doesn't feel like that with Marcus Mariota. Seems like a guy that wants to go to a situation that's ripe for the taking and wants to compete and take the job. Look, I'm not saying that it doesn't completely make sense here in Philadelphia because, yeah, you can make the argument that we don't know that much about Jalen Hurts. We only have a 4-game sample size, so from Marcus Mariota's perspective, this may seem like a very opportune, thing to occur here, to have the Eagles have interest in him. But I just think that there's, I don't get why other teams wouldn't be interested, right? If you're not sold on Jimmy Garoppolo in San Francisco and you have a heavy boot system, you're talking about a system that's heavily predicated on movement out of the quarterback. Marcus Mariota makes a ton of sense for the 49ers. I don't get it. The Vikings say they're not sold on Kirk Cousins. Marcus Mariota is going to cost you a lot less than Kirk Cousins will. You know what I mean? Carolina, they say they're not sold on Teddy Bridgewater. Marcus Mariota, you know what I'm saying? Like a similar type contract. I don't think there's going to be a drastic difference there. I don't think he'll want too much more than that, than what they were paying Teddy Bridgewater if there's an opportunity to start there. The Washington football team. Washington football team makes sense to me, right? They need a quarterback. Marcus Mariota is a former first-round pick. Like, you can go get a young guy to get behind him, too, to develop. Or they can develop the kid they had playing in the playoffs last year if they like him behind Marcus Mariota. I just don't know that this is the best opportunity for him. And I don't know that it's feasible to talk about trades. Now, could he be released by the Raiders? Sure. I don't think that anyone's going to be fooled by the Raiders. I think everyone knows that they're going to have to clear themselves of this because there's no dead money on his contract, guys. He's going to cost 11.3 if they keep him, or he's exactly 0 if you let him go. There's no dead money on his contract. So they're probably going to let him go and save the $11 million. That would be my guess. If that were to occur, one could reasonably say that, maybe it would make a ton of sense then for a team like, the Eagles to circle back, the Washington football team, the 49ers, the whoever. You can look at Minnesota, any of these, Carolina, to circle back on league minimum type value. See if it'll take something close to league minimum to come in and compete. Potentially. If there's a legitimate shot of competing there, possibly. But I don't know, guys. I don't know how I feel about this one. It just feels like a rehash, guys. It feels like we're rehashing 2013 again to me. But I can't say that it won't happen. I don't know. To be honest about it, guys, I have no clue if this would happen. I'm just taking a guess, just like you are on this one, guys. I'm sorry. Wish I had more definitive things to tell you, but all I can really tell you is that the trade scenario doesn't make any sense financially to me. I don't see how you can execute it. But, bringing them in, I can't weigh in on that, guys, other than to say that it wouldn't be the move I would personally make, but I can't tell you that the Eagles won't make that move. So I can tell you that there's some element of truth to statements being made here, because I can tell you that Marcus Mariota and Carson Wentz, they share the same agency. I don't know if they share the same agent, but I know they're repped by the same group. So I'm pretty sure that Howie has reached out to them. Now, who knows how the true interest level, maybe they're exaggerating the exact interest that Howie showed, but I don't doubt that he reached out and talked to them about it. I just think that there are better options, guys. I would almost rather if they let Teddy Bridgewater go. I think Teddy Bridgewater is a really good gap quarterback. He's not a guy that you're not a franchise guy, don't get me wrong. He's a good backup and a good bridge quarterback to get you somewhere else. Teddy Bridgewater building that bridge. There's guys like Tyrod Taylor. I'm high on Tyrod Taylor. I would love to add Tyrod Taylor. You can make the same argument for Jacoby Brissett that I made for Marcus Mariota. It's a young guy that might want to take the starting role. He's a young guy that he's going to look for those type of opportunities. It's true, but I just don't think it's the same connection, the same ties as a Marcus Mariota, and at least he has familiarity with the scheme, and he can add value by knowing the scheme. So I think there are better options. That's what I'm getting around to, guys. All right, y'all. Don't forget, if you want to support the channel, you can buy me a cup of coffee. The link is in the description down below. Don't forget, other ways you can support the channel, guys. Simply just keep tuning in. I really do appreciate that, guys. But you can also hit that like button. You can go ahead and share this video with your friends, your family, whoever else you got. Or, simply put, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscription button, guys. It does a whole lot, man. And I appreciate every one of you guys that goes through that and does that for me, man. All right, y'all. Without anything else to say, guys, peace. See y'all in the next video. See y'all tomorrow, guys.